Hello, how are you? In this video, we'll be doing the third week of Inktober, if you didn't know, which would be quite hard for you to not know, honestly. I've been doing this for almost a month now. We've been doing Inktober, specifically Huion Hantober of 2025. So, I was finally able to make this one a bit shorter, which I'm glad because the last two were quite long. They were both over half an hour, oh my god, and my voice cannot take that anymore. So finally I'm able to do this one a bit shorter. If I'm also not mistaken, I actually did not include a prompt that I should have included this week, but that's fine. Next week you will see it. For the first prompt, we have stage, which is actually one that I showed last week already. So, last week you got one from this week, next week you'll get one from this week too. But that's fine, I'll show it again because I'm chill, okay? We're just having fun here. I just decided to redraw that one meme where the girl is on a video call watching a singer on stage. One of the friends went to the show and called the other friend who couldn't go so that they could see it. I think that Dua Lipa is on stage still. I'm unsure of who is on stage actually. But in my case, I decided to put she on stage because we don't have enough she on stage moments. We have a lot of Selena ones because this month I just decided that a lot of these were just very Selena based. Next year, who knows, maybe I'll participate again in Inktober and I'll just do a whole month of Selena. Because this month I just drew way too many Lenas, okay? But Selena's screaming because we all love she, and the besties gotta be excited for each other's careers. They gotta be just doing stuff. I love their dynamic and their friendship. She was the one who approached Selena when they were teens or preteens. I don't even know how ages work anymore. I'm just kind of chilling. When they were teens, let's just say it like that. And was like, oh, you want to make music? She overheard Selena singing. Then Selena for some reason accepts because she just needs to escape her household. Whatever she can. Whatever thing that comes across her that's like, you want to go out? She's like, yes, please take me away. And so she accepts. And then they start getting to know each other and whatnot and making music and whatever. That sort of stuff. So they become friends, right? In this little case right here, for this little, speed paint that you see in the back, because a lot of these prompts for this month are speed paints, I draw them very quickly so that I can get a lot of these done. They just take up my time, and then I go around and I have to do stuff as well during my life, and I just sort of forget to record certain parts, so we don't have the background and base colors for this one, but it was very easy, okay? For the shadows, in this, I just add a big multiply layer and just carve out where the light hits with the lasso tool and eraser. That's how I do 99% of my illustrations, okay? I just use a desaturated purple, lightish but not too light. Then I fix it up a bit if I am in the mood for it, if I don't feel like just painting over it completely and just doing that. Instead I sharpen up certain things here and there and just make it a bit cleaner. And then after that I add some overlay layers to add the reflections of the environment and make it more colorful and lively because I don't know, I just start liking color all of a sudden. Guys, it's starting, okay? It is starting again. I cannot speak for the life of me. But that's fine. Then after I add the overlays, I render by painting over everything and detailing some stuff and intensifying other things, intensifying some shadows or some highlights, adding some strands, some details here and there, like sparkles or whatever just pops up and makes sense in that case. By doing this method, I can draw really fast. It might not be my most polished works, but it really pushes the concept across in a way that works. So in my case, I'm glad of that. With this Inktober, I'm really keen on pushing the concepts across more so than do full-on polished works. Because I'm not insane, not on that level. I am crazy, but not that much. In the end, I'm very happy with the finished result of this. It's very cute. I just love She's color so much. She's just so candy colored. Next prompt, we have overthinker. Went the metaphoric route again, so you can theorize it on it once more, like I did with the beginning prompts with the president and the robot dog, sort of, even though that one I explained because it was just very confusing, I feel like, so I would just want to be straightforward with that. These aren't that much. You can like theorize on them and sort of like put your theories out and use your funker for, I don't know, doing some stuff, but it's very understandable what I want to push across. I decided to finally do some angel color again as well, because if you didn't know, I like using me, hi, for metaphorical things. That's sort of a story, kinda. I did that for my animatic Sounds of Summer a few years back, which I want to make another one. I just don't have time. I never have time, and I want to make one so bad. Anyways, this was a photo I found on Pinterest that inspired me for the phrase, "That's not him." This sketch looks cool and inspires me for something else I have planned, so let's see if I can get up to that. But overall, I'm just very glad with this look that I'm getting with these, very textured and very like dark. I say these because for the next prompt, we sort of go that route again. Okay, just stick with me. For the next prompt, we have monument, still in this same style. I wanted to try and push a charcoal look with these like I do traditionally, because traditionally I use charcoals a lot for these darker illustrations that are very horror themed. And push the values too, because it's very easy to do that when you're working in grayscale, which I am doing here, and really going for this textured look. There's a certain photograph of a church that just lives rent-free in my head for the values and textures in it, so I wanted to draw that and use that for a concept of my own. Again, angel kill stuff, because I just could not this week get rid of it. They were just stuck in my head, okay? This all ties up in that metaphorical story I have in my head as well. Just like, it's very confusing to actually put each point down for these, because even I kind of know what's going on, but not completely. I just don't know where exactly the points get together. I don't know, it's something I've been just exploring more conceptually in my head, more so than, I don't know, canonically? Would that be the right word? Even I don't know, but basically, the angel kill story, sort of story, is something that I want to make here, like with animatics and stuff. Animation, I doubt I would be able to do it. That's too much work. Maybe someday. I still want to make like an animation video, story time sort of thing. I'm just afraid that if I do that, people will start only wanting that from me, which is something that I don't want to happen, because that's very annoying. We all saw how that ends up for most animators on here that do storytime stuff. Anyways, I got a bit out of, how do you say it? I don't even know what's going on, okay? I just got lost here. So, really fun to just paint with charcoal brushes digitally, but that makes sense since I also love doing it traditionally. So, you know, that was to be expected. This one is really creepy because of the face, and I really like that. The face is just, I don't even know how I would explain it. It's just smooth and staring and sort of hidden, but also not. Next prompt. Intact. For this, I've had an outfit idea in mind for a few weeks now. Two actually, because the first one is a jacket and the other one is this dress that you will see here. The jacket popped up in my mind first, and then I sort of pushed it a bit further. Again, you can theorize on why exactly. I don't know if I will put it exactly into words. I don't really feel like it, since it's very in your face. You can just assume it again. Once again, okay? Once again, I'm drawing a stage Selena for this, because I just can't. Every single week, I have to draw Selena no matter what. Okay? She just does not escape my mind. I challenged myself for this one to try and draw her boots quickly, because if I plan to make quicker drawings, for example short comics, I need to be able to draw those fast. If I take too much time on a drawing, I end up abandoning it. Happens to me way too much. That's why a lot of my drawings aren't exactly the most finished or most polished, unless I actually force myself for it. But I've been trying to do these quicker just so that I don't frustrate myself. So, wanted to do that, except that these boots are quite detailed. So that was something, right? For some reason I decided to give her very detailed boots for her design. Main one, that is. Sometimes she wears other shoes, of course. I like changing up the outfits. I like having main outfits to make the character recognizable, but in the story itself you can just assume that they changed their outfits a lot because it's still supposed to be a sort of slice of life. So if they are real people, they don't just wear the same clothes every day, even though I do. I wear the 2 same outfits every single day, no matter what. Anyways, I did end up managing to draw those quickly, so I'm happy for that. For the intact part of the prompt, I had a phrase in mind, which was not an invite. Very straightforward, right? My first idea was to put it on the back of a jacket and on the front, which I still want to do. I imagine that it's some sort of merch that she sells for people. But for this one specifically, I wanted to put it on her dress. Very straightforward. Not an invite with an X right on that crotch area. Selena has a long history with people taking advantage of her. She thinks about these issues a lot since they impacted her, and she doesn't want these situations to be considered taboo, in quotes, since they are things that actually happen to people and that should be discussed to find a way to prevent these things and actually end these things, right? I say it like this because I get really mad with people who use the word taboo for these actual serious issues. That just really pushes me on my limit. Anyways. Plus, she wants to bring solace to some people who have gone through the same things, who maybe don't have an outlet for their feelings. Her intentions are good. As a person, though, she needs some work, okay? The background is very painterly in this case, and this time you can sort of see how I actually made the drum and such for this. I did the same thing for the first prompt, so you can sort of imagine how I went through with the first thing. Same case for this one, you can just see it, right? Her hair is really fun to draw as well and render since it's so long, and I just love it. Plus I added 2 braids for her. She must have a crazy headache with how much hair she has, okay? In the end, I really like how this one turned out. It's very fun. Painterly, but very cute. I wanted to polish it a little bit more, but I didn't have time for it. But overall, I think I got everything across that I wanted to, and I really like how the buckles on her boots look. Next up, we have aura forming. That's our next prompt. You can actually see me use the golden ratio here very directly. I have a brush for it. I decided to use it this time. Since I have it, I might as well use it, right? I usually just do it in my head for my concepts. I always use the golden ratio for my concept making. I don't know. It always helps me figure out how I actually want my concepts to look like and how they actually call the attention that I'm trying to put down. In this case, I used it very directly, and for the next one you will see that too. Once again, going through that angel killer route because I just could not run away from it this week. It was just stuck with me. When something just comes up in my head, I just can't get rid of it, okay? I just can't. I can't rid myself of it. It just follows me until I actually go through with that. If I don't do that, it just follows me forever and just haunts me no matter what. So I just went straight through with it. It's the same thing if a song just stays stuck in my head. Why wouldn't I just listen to it repeatedly, right? I can. No one is stopping me. I paint a little background again. Lots of these grayscale drawings make me happy because I remember having fun listening to my podcast in the back during them. The podcast is Go, my favorite sports team that I was listening to. You can probably find my comments on the GMFST channel. And 90% of them are about tornadoes. It just really shows my hyperfixation there. I don't know, man. I just can't, okay? I never want to comment. I just comment on the videos that they've been publishing of the episodes that they've made throughout the years. I don't know, it just has been really fun, okay? I'm not even a sports person, and that really shows that they did this podcast right. It's for the sports people and the non-sports people. They just really got that. Anyways, very fun little background of an aura farming angel. Very fun, cemetery style stuff, dark values, and whatever. Everyone knows I love making dark illustrations. Next up, we have 144 hertz, which I was very excited about since I saw this prompt list for this Inktober thing. What's going on with me? I'm sorry, I'm just confusing myself here. I have a thing, okay? When I saw this prompt, I was like, 144 hertz. I need to draw something for that, right? But what? If you don't know, 144 hertz is a computer thing, which is basically a frame rate of how many times your monitor refreshes its screen in a second. And we all know I had to get my gamer boy Joshua out for this again, right? We all know I would go that route again. Plus grayscale, but that's just another thing, okay? So Joshua, my baby Josh, as a YouTuber and streamer and hacker, but that's like secretive, sort of. We know, right? People would assume, but not online. He definitely knows a bit too much about computers. I don't know whether he would have a 144 hertz one. He probably would have a 240 hertz monitor, or well, free, since he has free monitors. Either way, I'm not a tech guy, I'm just Angel, so let's not get into the technicality of things here. For this one, I went grayscale again, because I just had too much fun with it this week. I really like pushing the values and going really dark. Also, I forgot to record most of the background again. That happens with me a lot, but it's mostly just airbrushing, okay? I just push the darks from under the table and behind the screens and push the light from the monitors. That's like basically it. Also, can we appreciate the Moogle? I just love Moogle, okay? To make it look more detailed and not just airbrushed, I add some textures. Adding textures always helps with the effect of details while not actually making details. It's very quick and easy and just very useful. This time I actually referenced my old drawing of him that I have in my sketchbook to actually figure out what he is supposed to look like so that I could finally get closer to his actual look. Didn't quite get there yet, but we're getting closer, so that is something. I like how this turned out overall, but maybe he should have some tattoos on him in his design because he's supposed to be very alternative. I don't know, he might even go the Autumn route. Autumn is another OC of mine, if you didn't know. He has a bunch of self-deprecating tattoos on him because his character is supposed to be very self-deprecative. So maybe he should have tattoos on him to look more alternative. Josh, I mean, not Autumn. Autumn is already full of them. Maybe, I don't know. But maybe that's already too much detail to be able to draw him quickly, even though he is a secondary character. So would that even matter? I guess it would, since he would catch. I'm getting there, trust me. He would catch more attention than the main characters themselves, so we don't want that, right? I don't know. Overall, I really like how this illustration turned out. I feel like it's very cinematic, which is what I want with these concepts. I want to really push the concept themselves more so than their actually finished rendered look and the cleanliness of it. I don't want that. I want just the concept pushing itself and working. And for a lot of these, I would say that I am achieving that. So, final prompt of the week. We're getting there, right? We're getting there. We have Sigma. We have Sigma, okay? Look, I had to get silly, right? I get silly at least once a week. We all know this. So, I referenced that one image of that one guy that's just mewing the life out of his jawline. It was just perfect, okay? Lately, lots of these posts on the people like judging the alpha male straight girl book tropes have been popping up in my feed everywhere. Pinterest, Instagram, Twitter, and Tumblr, I guess, as well. I don't know. There aren't many social medias that I use, really. Lots of the time I'm just online, on Google, trying to look at certain things that I will talk about soon. I will not get into that now because those are future video ideas. Anyways, and I just find those really funny of them just really pushing the guy to just be this huge man, just being like, I have such broad shoulders. Oh my god, you love me, you're so tiny and cute, and ooh, you know, that sort of stuff. I just find it funny, putting Selena on his shoulder, looking small, since she isn't really that much shorter than him. She is like around 5'11", well, he is like 6'7" or so for you feet people out there. For the rest of the world, she is like 1.80 m and he is like 2 meters tall, right? She isn't that much shorter? What? She isn't that much shorter than him. She's like a head shorter. Why does this word just mess my brain up that much? Anyways, I just really find it funny. Putting her there and being like, the fuck? I'm not even that much shorter than you. What the fuck's going on? Anyways, this one I made very simple and cartoony. Why? Every single time I'm getting to the end of the video, I just cannot speak for the life of me anymore. Anyways, I just want to make this for shits and giggles and just have fun with it and be very silly and cartoony with it. I had fun though. I just love him and I love how this turned out. I don't know, I just wanted to laugh a bit. And I guess that's it. I had like a speech bubble for Selena there and whatnot. I had fun with this. I can't believe we only have 1 week of Inktober left. I had so much fun doing all of these. I honestly thought that I would get burned out so quickly, but I didn't, so I'm surprised. I'm also surprised with how fast I can actually draw. I don't know. I have so many future videos planned that I can't wait for, so I'm kind of excited for when Inktober ends. Either way, I have one video that I'm going to get cancelled for and everything like that because I just love starting fires. I can't wait for it. I hope you have a nice day and night though, like always, right? And I hope that you had a nice drawing session with me since I love making these, so you can put me in the back to draw with you and you draw with me. Anyways, I hope you have a nice day and night once again, and I hope to see you next time. Bye!